Josh. Good morning, everyone. I want to thank the following guests of honor who will be participating with us in today's service. Jackson Pincus is a representative of the JNF, the Jewish National Fund, historically a very important organization for the Jewish people and for Israel. And I want to thank Mr. Pincus for taking lead on arranging today's memorial service. I have the distinct honor and privilege to welcome from our local Mercer Island community, Commander Jeff Magnan of the Mercer Island Police Department, Chief Steve Heitman of the Mercer Island Fire Department, and Deputy Fire Chief Mike Mandela, also of the Mercer Island Fire Department. The Jewish people are unique in that we actually are commanded to know history. And I think that's unique in world religions. We are commanded zachor, to remember. And on 9/11, today I remember those events as vividly as it happened just yesterday, where for hours on end, I was watching live on television in real time an unfolding tragedy. And what I remember most from that day is having seen the wide spectrum of humanity's potential. I saw the very, very worst that people are capable of, and the destruction and hatred that they could impact on countless lives. And at the same time, in real time, I saw the very best of humanity. I saw the first responders of the New York City Police Department, EMT, and in particular, the New York Fire Department, where people went into the belly of the tragedy, literally and figuratively, knowing full well that they were giving their lives and giving their lives so that others may live. Zachor, remember, it isn't just memory, isn't just something that we do. It's actually a commandment. And the question is, why, right? What are we supposed to be doing when we zachor, when we memorialize? And I've mentioned it in the past, but I think that at a moment like this, it is worth remembering again the words of the Rav Soloveitchik, who said, at moments like this, we can ask Lama, right? Why did God let this happen? Why did humanity let this happen? That maybe is an unanswerable question. The Rav urges us at moments like this to ask a different question, not lama, but lema, for what purpose? And I think that the message that the Rav was imparting to us is that the commandment to zachor, to remember, is more than just memorializing. It's to make meaning and relevance out of our memory, and to know that while humanity is capable of unspeakable evil, it is also capable of unimaginable heroism and sacrifice and virtue. And one of our tasks as individuals, as a people, is to take the memory and give it a purpose, not to say lama, why, but to say lama. How can I actually make relevance of the memory of all those that have fallen, the victims of 9/11, and bring that into my life and the lives of everyone around me and elevate it to good. And so moments like this are not only important to just keep the memory alive, that in and of itself is invaluable, but we remember today so that we can carry the meaning into our own lives throughout the day, and God willing, every day moving forward. And so it is my distinct honor to now hand over the ceremony to Mr. Jackson Pincus of the Jewish National Fund.
Thank you, Jason, for welcoming us and for starting us off so beautifully. So there's no good way to start this, but we'll do it anyway. September 11th, 2001, to borrow words from the late President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, a day that will live in infamy. Tragic, jarring, and shocking, but out of the flames and the smoke, a now famous photo is captured of the stars and stripes raised over the rubble in a defiant act of community. But communal ties aren't always so black and white, especially for us Jewish Americans. We have our American community, we have our Jewish community, and of course we have our Israeli community, the homeland. At Jewish National Fund, we've worked for over 100 years to bridge the gaps between Jewish Americans and the state of Israel. And those ties have resulted not just in exchanges between Jewish communities, but in a deep and meaningful partnership between the peoples of the United States and Israel. Jewish National Fund's work in Israel includes something unexpected to many Americans, the only memorial to the attacks of 9/11 outside the borders of the United States, which includes the name of every life lost that day. In recognition of the deep connection between the people of the United States and the people of the state of Israel, Jewish National Fund each year presents a plaque to our local first responders depicting the 9/11 living memorial in the foothills of Jerusalem. The memorial hosts Israel's official commemoration ceremony, an eternal reminder of our steadfast partners, which is attended by the President and the Prime Minister of the State of Israel, the Mayor of Jerusalem, and the Ambassador of the United States to the State of Israel. So today, on behalf of the Jewish National Fund, I'm proud to present these plaques today to Chief Steve Heitman, Deputy Chief Mike Mandela, and Commander Jeff Magnan of the Mercer Island Fire Department and the Mercer Island Police Department. We thank you for your service, for your sacrifice, and for your commitment to this community, and we pray for your continued safety in the line of duty as you work each and every day to ensure the safety of others. So I'd like to now turn it over to, before we turn it over actually to Commander Magnan, there's a little video that the students have put together that I'd like to share with everyone. Oh.
I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one call away. Call me baby if you need a friend.
Thank you to our first responders.
I want to thank the Mercer Island Police Department and the Fire Department for all they do for our community. Especially want to give thanks to the police department for always checking in on our school, making sure we're safe, and same thing with the fire department for just making sure our building is safe for business. So.
We really appreciate you guys always being there and making us all feel safe, and just thank you for your duty.
Come along with me and don't.
I live a block away from a fire department, and just having it there and so close always makes me feel safe.
keeping us safe.
For making us feel secure.
For always being there.
Thank you for protecting us.
Thank you, first responders, for protecting our community.
Thank you, first responders, for protecting us and making us feel safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When I was 4 years old, I got lost in my bathroom in my house, and I was yelling for my mom and my dad, and they finally came to the bathroom door, and they were trying to place the lock to get me out, and they couldn't get it. So they called the fire department, and the fire department came within 2 minutes, and they went around through this little window to the bathroom, and they got me out, and I'm so thankful for all the first responders and what they do for our community.
Feel like hope is gone. Just run into my arms. I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me. I'm only one. I'm only one call away. I'll be there to save the day. Superman got nothing on me.
All right. So without further ado, I want to turn it over to Commander Jeff Magnan from the Mercer Island Police Department to say a few words on behalf of the department.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to keep this nice and short, and thank you for the not only the wonderful beginning to this and the video that was provided, but the remembrance of this day. This day reached and touched everyone in this country back then. And it's just been a few 19 years, but as you said earlier, it does remember, I remember it like it was yesterday, but it touched everyone in this country and everyone in this country and everyone in the world at the time, and it brought us together. It was a huge tragedy. It was something that was unspeakable evil, but the good that came from it, the people that risked their lives, is something that we do need to remember. I'd like to specifically thank the Jewish National Fund for this nice plaque that's behind me that will be posted in a place of honor at our department. And then, of course, I'd like to thank the Northwest Yeshiva High School for including us in this. You are a local partner in this, and we do appreciate all the well wishes, and we appreciate the time that you provide for us. Thank you.
So the next speaker that we'll have is a mixture, I think, between Deputy Fire Chief Mike Mandela and Chief Steve Heitman. So I will not spotlight either one of them, and I'll let them both play off of each other and speak together.
Good morning, everyone. And again, I would like to echo Commander Magnan's message on thanking you for this wonderful plaque that we have received and everyone who was involved in that. It is an honor, and it will hang in a place of honor in our main fire station. And we appreciate the effort that's gone into this. September 11th was one of those sentinel days that you can ask people who were alive during that time what they were doing and where they were, and they will remember it for their entire lives. I myself was actually in the fire academy at that point, and I remember coming in early and seeing it on the television and wondering what was happening and what was going to happen next. On that day, during the initial attack, 2,974 people lost their lives. Of that, 343 were firefighters. 71 were law enforcement because they headed into that danger zone rather than running away from it. Since that time, 1,400 rescue workers have lost their lives to some type of disease associated with the toxins they were exposed to. So this is an ongoing event. What is really important today, though, is the fact that a generation that wasn't even alive during this event is still memorializing it, and that means the world to us, and we greatly appreciate that, and we hope that you will continue to carry that on, and I just want to say thank you. I'm going to turn it over to my Deputy Chief, Mike Mandela, who was actually a member of the FDNY Fire Department prior to 9/11.
Thank you, Chief.
I really want to say thank you, Jason and Jackson, for your opening words. And since I had intended to say almost all of that, I'll be brief as well. I'm not sure how long I'll last. It's an emotional. But I want to thank everyone for attending this remembrance. You have to give me a minute because I lost a lot of friends, having been a fireman in New York. So it's been 19 years since the 11th. Things happened in New York City at the World Trade Center, Washington, D.C., and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. So many innocent lives were lost, including 71 police officers, 343 firefighters, 2,606 in the World Trade Center. The tragic events of this date, 19 years ago, must be remembered forever. Whether or not any of us have a direct connection to the tragedy, a tragedy caused by terrorists. You high school students are our future. It'll be your responsibility going forward to do all the things possible to assist in preventing future acts such as those of 9/11. I implore you to study hard, to be successful at whatever it is you're going to choose as your life's calling, and together help maintain our democratic way of life. And for those of you who may be interested in a career in the fire service, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to mentor you and show you the tricks of the trade and how to get a leg up on the testing and competitive process that it is. Again, I want to be brief. I really appreciate this opportunity. And as the fire chief just said, I'm extremely impressed by the fact that our Jewish community has a commandment to remember. I wish that was a little more widespread. Thank you.
So we are going to end our ceremony today with a minute of silence courtesy of Deputy Chief Mandela to share some photos that that he has from that day. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll just be a minute of total silence, and we'll end our ceremony there. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you to Commander Jeff Magnan. Thank you to Deputy Fire Chief Mike Mandela, to Chief Steve Heitman, to Josh Marcy and Jason at Northwest Yeshiva High School, and for all of our community members who joined us today. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to remember with us.
Thank you, everyone. Be safe, stay healthy. Call us if you need us. We'll be there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
your service.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeah.
Thank you.